Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, as you are truly the 28-year-old piece of gold of franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room with the drinking cup, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka Tuco Kimber in the building. What's good?
Man, what's good, man. Man. Here to talk a little bit, man, with the people, man, shoot from the hip a little bit, man. We ain't got no dynamite tonight, man. I'm feeling kind of weird, it's Wednesday night, I'm hype, I'm usually ready to go, watch the TV, man. But yeah, man, ain't nothing on it.
I mean, because
he's bringing his wife, man.
Hey, bro, Jerry.
Bro, that's really what I'm in here watching. Yeah, wow, I've been here watching that until you sent the link. Earl, man, what's good, man? What's up, baby?
You can't go wrong with Jay Springer, a little bit of Steve Wilkos, a little bit of Maury. I mean, that baby mama drama do some good for your soul, man.
Nothing good for my soul, but laugh.
Man.
Straight laughter.
All right, but no, bro. All right, so as everybody know, oh look, man, we got Joe in the building. What's good, bro?
Joe, what it do, baby? What it do, man? We had to come on that dope time, man. We got
But no, bro. All right, so
what's
we
up?
shoot from the hip, man. So we talking all things pro wrestling. We talking all the news. We talking all the rumors. We talking all the drama. We talking all the good stuff. One of the things I want to talk to you about real quick.
Been going on.
One of the first things I want to talk to you about really quick though is, of course, man, Tony Khan. Man, Tony Khan has been making his rounds in the media this week. My boy is what we call in the business smelling the shelf a little bit, and he has a right to. And you know what, man, Tony Khan, he's known as a very humble guy. He's known as a very appreciative gentleman, but at the same time, he's also known to pretty much call his shot, and he called it. He said it like it is, and I think at the beginning it was a little presumptuous, or one could say it came off as such. After 2 years now of being literally the top promotion in the world outside of WWE, of course, I think he's earned that right. Especially jumping over companies like Ring of Honor, GCW, MLW, Impact, who had since WCW at one point was the secondary biggest show, but that run didn't last nearly as long or as powerful as this run as by Tony Khan.
They had a longer. They actually had a longer run. It just wasn't as impactful.
And I think that's what I meant to say. Of course, they've been around longer, but it didn't generate this kind of buzz. Too cold, man. Your boy Tony Khan, man. He says that Monday Night Raw has sucked. A lot of people have been getting on him, telling him to focus on his show, because his own show, I should say, because he's out here promoting and he's doing what anybody who's confident in their ability does. I mean, my thing is this, and this is what I don't understand about people bitching and moaning and complaining about Tony Khan. To me, I love it, because the guy at the end of the day, he's a fan like you and I, and he doesn't hide that. He makes it cool to want to see your favorite wrestlers go out here. And he actually does what people bitch that WWE doesn't do. And that's listen to the fans. 9 times out of 10, if you see a situation or an angle, whether it's on a pay-per-view or a Dynamite or a Rampage or hell on the goddamn YouTube show, if there's enough online buzz about it, you pretty much 9 times out of 10 can bet your ass Tony Khan some way, somehow is going to find a way to try to make that happen. But people are pretty much bitching about, Tony Khan saying, hey, focus on your own show. There's no way you're going to be Friday Night Smackdown. And he's saying this. I'm not saying we're going to be Friday Night Smackdown. I'm just saying we're going to have the better card. With that being said, you got the buy-in pre-show coming in. We ain't never seen the buy-in pre-show for a regular TV show. Tony Khan being super petty since Vinnie Mac decided he want to go over 30 minutes into Rampage, and that 30 minutes is going to be commercial-free. Too cold, man. Oh, my God. This is too much to handle. What are your thoughts?
A commercial-free SmackDown, which is going to be on FX1. So you got the battle of the network, cable networks, because it's going to be TNT versus FX1. So, the ratings don't do really great for SmackDown on FX1. So you got that, man. Leo, what's good? What's popping, man? How was the concert last night, man? You got to let us know. So you know they may have the edge there. Now, Tony Khan, let me say this, man. The man ain't wrong in nothing that he's saying because he's speaking truth, but also being honest. It's one thing if being in denial, saying, "Oh, we're beating them in this and we're beating them in that." He's not saying that. He said, "Yeah, we're putting on the better product." Now, could you critique some of the things that AEW does? Oh, you most certainly can. Oh, you most certainly can do that. Can you say maybe 7 out of 10 times they put on a really damn good show? Yeah, some people may take that number a little lower, but what you can't what you really can't complain about or really contest is the fact that you're seeing fresh talent. You're seeing guys be themselves. Not, again, something we've always said, not something that some old man is telling you what you should be or what your name should be or how you should act. You're just being you. One of the reasons why people are gravitating to Darby Allin is because the dude is just himself. Why are people, gravitating to MJF and who he is? Because he's just being himself. He's coming out and he's just talking shit and he's making people hate him. Like, that is awesome. And to see these young guys go up, and even though Jungle Boy didn't beat Adam Cole, but to go and have a great match with Adam Cole is awesome. Like, to see a guy like Daniel Bryan just do what he loves to do best, and that's entertain inside the ring and not necessarily be the focal point of some promo or some 20-minute you talking back and forth that's going to lead to some boring tag that but you get that with them. But you got to see Kenny Omega go up against Bryan Danielson, and you just like, yo, yo, man, like, you ain't think you was gonna see it this early, and then it's not for the title, but then they go to a 30-minute draw, and it's like, damn, man, but it was a great match, man. They were back and forth, man. They gave you everything that you want to see, and that's what AEW gives you. AEW, hey, man, look, here's this guy that you like, here's this guy that they're gonna fight. Enjoy. And then you get more and more of that. So you get different. You get who people really are. You don't get the watered down version or the over. I don't even know what you just get who people are, and that's what people want to see. And you get wrestling. The name of the game, wrestling. You get the one thing people really want to watch. We want to watch some wrestling.
And speaking of Tony Khan, man, Tony, like I said, he's been out here, he's been doing this thing. But let's talk about Vince McMahon now. I want to kind of shift gears a little bit because I want to talk about NXT. For years we've always said that NXT has felt like the redheaded stepchild of WWE. They acknowledge they acknowledge it, but it's not an acknowledgement of of gratefulness. It's an acknowledgement of the only reason you here is because you kind of got brought in, but we really don't care about you. We're really not, you don't have any presents under the Christmas tree. Here you go. Here you go, little Sally. You sit right there off to the side at the table all by yourself. We don't eat. We don't sit over here. We eat this chili, and you can have that manwich shit over there in the can.
Damn, you giving them the manwich.
The manwich. Hey, who wanna be?
You gotta get the reject chili. Damn, dude, you beat. Shit. I told y'all I was gonna be on one tonight.
Hey, we shoot from the hip. But now, as we see, NXT has now become a focal point, a major talking point. Obviously, we can't disregard or ignore the fact that, let's be honest, the only reason Vince or WWE gives two shits about NXT right now is because of Tony Khan and the imaginary competition in AEW that doesn't exist. Now, with that being said, I want to talk to you about NXT's new position. They got rid of a whole bunch of people. A lot of people we didn't want to see get let go. A lot of people we felt didn't need to get let go. But then we're kind of starting to see the direction they're trending in now. We ended up having Isaiah Swerve Scott. He had his first NXT North American title defense yesterday. Successful, won, beat Escobar. And then I felt like he lost it the right way after going through a grueling match and then losing it to a guy like Carmelo Hayes, who's clearly being pushed ever since he came to NXT. But I want to talk to you about this, man, because apparently Carmelo Hayes is a project ran by Shawn Michaels. So apparently Shawn Michaels was the guy backstage really pushing and politicking for Carmelo Hayes. He sees something in Carmelo that resembles himself at that age. Tuco, man, how does it feel, man? First of all, let's be honest. As black men here, to see another, young African American man, get a shot, not only because of such, but to see that he's athletic and he's talented. And you got a guy like Shawn Michaels who wants to use you, or a guy like you, and they kind of lead this company, this rebrand to this new era. And he's putting all his faith in his job on you. How does that make you feel, man, to see how much love and attention a guy like Carmelo Hayes is getting?
Okay, shooting from the hip. So let me start by saying this. One of the things in wrestling that has been a complaint but wasn't being heard loud enough, but there were a lot of people out there speaking it, there was a lot of people saying it, you just wasn't hearing it, was that you didn't really see the black athlete be pushed, or the black superstar, as WWE like to call it. You never really got to see them being really pushed. Now talking to Eric Bischoff, he said something that that really resonates, man. Either some people have it, or some people just don't want it. Mm-hmm. And you could probably say that for a handful of guys. I will not disregard that some guys might have had it, but just didn't have that hunger for it. So they didn't really go after it and get it. Shelton Benjamin comes to mind for me, because when I think of what class of wrestlers he came out of, and the fact all of them are pretty much damn near Grand Slam champions, damn near, if not, or multiple time world heavyweight champions. And he's the only one that has not gotten a world heavyweight championship. Now, what happened to Shelton in those years coming up, injury, backstage politics, who knows, whatever. All right. So fast forward. Okay. We get Kofi Kingston. All right. Now we get Kofi on a whim. Mustafa Ali is supposed to be the man in the gauntlet match. Now Ali was hot at the time. Now we got it. Yeah. Ali was hot. He was on a run. He was supposed to go through that and show out. And I think he could have showed out. Ali's a little different than Kofi, but Kofi being the seasoned vet by this time, 10 years, 11 years in. So it's like people are a fan of Kofi. They know what he can do. When you see Kofi, you get excited because you don't know what Kofi's going to do. So people like Kofi and they respect Kofi. So to see that he replaced Ali, like you giving this guy an opportunity for a number one contendership, that's someone people always wanted to see get that push, but never really got ahead. Now, when we think back, we say, well, he had an opportunity maybe with Randy Orton, but we kind of know how that kind of played out and where that came from. So we look at it now like, okay, Kofi gets his opportunity. He shows out. The people are going crazy for it. One, because this dude went through the entire hour and he beat pretty much some of the best to get the number one contendership. And then to end it off, he beat the one guy people felt like was his biggest roadblock in WWE, in Randy Orton. So all right, you had that, and then you had the Kofi Mania that happened, and what was the one thing that WWE had to notice and try to capitalize on, but kind of failed at, was the fact that people were telling you, the people were telling you, yo, we want to see Kofi Kingston win the yo, we want to see this dude. We want to see him. And to have that outcry finally, and I know how some people may look at it like, well, there's always been successful guys, Booker T and Mark. Yeah, they won the World Heavyweight Championship, but when we think of the title that matters, well, I've always looked at it, the title that matters is the WWE Championship.
That's
how many people are holding the franchise championship, all right? The championship that means more than anything in wrestling within a few companies, with exception. But so to see Kofi get that push, not only with the New Day, but to see Daniel Bryan being behind him, Randy Orton being like, yo, you see it, let's do this. I want to do it. Like, let's correct what happened 10 years ago. Let's build on that. That happened later down the line. But as that build up, you had all of that. Now, Kofi winning, awesome moment. It was awesome because you don't see guys that look like us get those moments. Not those moments, not the moments where, yo, this is for the championship. This is when it matters the most. Like you never got that. And Nick Kofi was that dude. Now you can say The Rock, true indeed. Yes, you can't disregard The Rock. He's half black, he's half Samoan. Sure, but a lot of people like to nitpick that he's more Samoan than black, which it doesn't matter. He's still.
I mean, I think it's because
It doesn't matter. He still have black half Samoan.
Yeah, I think that's just because he self-identifies so much with his Samoan culture, and he puts it out there. I mean, even with his his advertising of his products, even his Terramana, or even with his Zoa, just the way he brands himself, proud Samoan. Which we give it at the at the end of the day, like you said, you still can't discount the fact The Rock is one of the greatest, not only athletes, but of course, when you think about trailblazing and pioneer black athletes, black professional wrestlers, you definitely got to add Dwayne Johnson at the top of that list, especially when you look at how he's transcended outside of the business as well.
Exactly. And so to tie this off, to answer your question about Carmelo Hayes and his push, to see that with Kofi, and then to see what happened with Bobby Lashley, to see them start to push him and give him that push that he should have gotten when he first got back. When he was fighting with Roman Reigns, he should have got that push then. The push he just got, he should have had that some years ago, like when he came back. But it took a minute. All right. But to see him finally get that push and to be champion and to win, and people to see him want to see him win and be champion, that was awesome. And then, of course, Big E. Now to see that we're not just being pushed to be the mid-card guys or the potential guys, but don't actually do it. We're being pushed as the guys that are actually doing it. So to see a guy like Carmelo Hayes that has the talent, that he's still green, there's still some work there, but if you had to pick some of these young guys to be ready for the main roster, he's one of these dudes. You can work on the promo stuff as time goes on, but put the right person around him, he's good. He'll be golden. You got the right person supporting him, and Shawn Michaels, and who knows it better than Shawn Michaels? So to see that is awesome. To see more of it is awesome. But just to see a guy that truly has talent. I mean, yes, it's cool that he's black, no doubt about it. But to see a guy that has talent truly get that rub from somebody, and it's not really politics. It's just like, yo, I really see what you got, man. I would like to help guide you, and that's cool. But I felt I had to answer it like that, like because you asked it like that. We've gotten it within the last couple of years, but prior to that, we didn't really get it that much. You didn't see guys like us get pushed like the Triple H's and the Shawn Michaels. Like every now and then, you see a crime time. You may get you got R-Truth, you would get a King Booker, you get a Mark Henry. But when you think about those guys, what did a lot of them do that was profound through their career when you compare like the Seth Rollins and some of the other guys that have come through, AJ Styles. I mean, we all had to start somewhere, but eventually, there started to be a consistency of greatness. You don't have that with a lot of guys. To me, Booker T is really the last one for me. That guy that was, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He won all the other championships. He was always in some feud with somebody doing something, interesting, funny. He was kind of like all over the place, man. Like he was that last really dude for me. I haven't really seen anybody that took the mantle from him outside of really the New Day.
I want to talk to you. Speaking of something that's cool, something that's different, we kind of want to switch gears here. So we got, I believe it's what is it? The Digital Media Championship for Impact Wrestling. So they have a match coming up at the upcoming pay-per-view Bound for Glory on the 23rd, and it's going to be an intergender match. So males, females, whoever can go for it. And I thought it was cool, man, because I talked to you earlier, and I was like, how do you book this? Because we've had Evilise on the show, we've had Thunder Rosa on the show, we've had Jordan Grace on the show, we had Shaza McKenzie on the show, we've had women who wrestled men, and some who actually feel more comfortable wrestling, man. But you know, we've always talked about on that mainstream level, you know, how successful or you know how much can you really get away with on a consistent basis? You know, some people feel like it should be a special attraction. We talked to, you know, Jordan, and Jordan feels like it shouldn't be a special attraction. You know, it should be looked at as equal, but at the same time, she also kind of understands that, let's be real, there's size and strength, and then there's a whole and just the way it looks. You know, sometimes perception is reality. Like, yeah, you could be
there's an impact difference when you have a man hitting a man, and then you look at that man to hit a woman the same way he would hit a man. That's an impact difference compared to what that woman is hitting a woman compared to hitting a man. Like that, it's not the same.
Like Goldberg spearing Goldberg spearing Tessa Blanchard or spearing Gail Kim the way he speared Dolph Ziggler a couple SummerSlams ago. I don't give a damn how equal you want to be. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. So,
shit, dude, damn. Oh, shit.
But we're here now, and we're here, and we have an opportunity. My question to you earlier in the day was, one, your thoughts on it, and two, realistically, do you see this being something that can be super successful moving forward, with this being a quote unquote intergender title of sorts?
Well, okay. My question is it solely based on intergender, or is it based on who the fans want, or is it based on who are the new up and coming people that the fans want to see? But if it happens to be a man and a woman that they want to see, then that man and woman could just battle. Or is it based on a man and a woman fighting for the title? Like, that's what I want to
see. I see that. I'm not sure, and hopefully we get some clarification on that in a couple of days. But I would think, and if anybody else has the actual answer, please feel free to chime in. I would think, with it being labeled, what is it, the digital media or whatever the hell it's called, to me, I would think that'd be on like some Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday type shit, where you let the fans pick the stipulations and the matches and yada 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 and the people. But then again, like I figure maybe you would give them an option. Like, all right, let's say out of 6 candidates, you got 3 male, 3 female. Now, it might be a female and a female, might be a dude and a dude, it might be a chick and a dude. But I figure you make it even, so there's at least a 50-50 chance it might be intergender. I don't know, because you don't want to just like keep having the dudes fight for it when you clearly got the women who are eligible to fight for, or vice versa, the women and then the dude. I don't know.
Well, okay, so let's say, for the sake of argument, you can fight whoever. The whole point of the championship is that you can fight whoever. Okay, we understand that. If the first match is based on 2 people, so let's say, like you say, they had 3 top young men, 3 top young women, or whatever, and the fans get to vote who they want to see in this match. And they voted the top man, and then the top woman won. So it's the top man versus the top woman. Where, okay, cool, but maybe the woman, the second tier woman, was better than the second tier man, but she wasn't better than the first tier guy. So that's the only reason why she didn't get picked. Now, if it's something like that, then all right, whatever, cool. Okay, cool. But the fact that we've already had, men have been wrestling women. It's not. It hasn't been common for the, it's been common for the past few years, but it hasn't been common prior to that. You would see it every now and then, special events, Beth Phoenix, China, little stuff like that. But no, it's interesting. I want to understand it more. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, brother. I do want to understand it a little bit more. To understand what the purpose of it is. Is it just they're doing it? Like I say, it's kind of like that new TV championship where, it's like, well, we're going to talk to the people on the internet and see who their favorite people are. And, oh, you like this person, you like this person. Well, let's see if these 2 people. But I'm sure, for one thing, that's that. Now, 2, you don't, if that is the case, the one thing I feel is a problem for TNA is booking. Now, you asked me earlier, how would I book it? Booking it would be the problem, because you don't want to book it for the woman to win just to pander in a way. Like you like, I could see you doing that, but you don't want to do that, because that would turn some fans off. But then you don't want the man to just squash the woman. So the woman got to be able to handle herself in the ring. So that's your kind of like your problem, but you got to have a winner. So, you know.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because much like Joe Gacy, the GOW is all inclusive. So I'll put that PSA out there. So I want to hear you fucking mark ass jabronis talking no bullshit, because we just having a conversation. Now stand up, sit down, do what you do, shut the fuck up, have a seat. All right, now you said something, and I can't remember. I can't remember which. It was a female talent. And God, I can't remember who it was. So I'm going to paraphrase. They said, when it comes to women, especially now, they're like, there's a lot of women who are actually stronger than guys, especially in the sport of professional wrestling. And they're like, how is it fair that I'm expected to believe that a guy that's Rey Mysterio size could have a believable program with a guy like the Big Show, but a woman like a Tessa Blanchard couldn't have a believable match with somebody like a Ricochet or Cedric Alexander? And when they put it that way, I'm like, okay, you know what?
I can see that.
I get it, because my thing is, we've been conditioned because they're men, right? Like, even though we know Ray gonna probably get his ass whooped, he has a better chance at surviving Big Show than this woman does to this guy, even though this guy ain't really that much bigger than this woman, especially when you look at the side difference between them two. But because my thing is, like, you look at Jade Cargill, you can't tell me a woman like a Jade Cargill, man, you put in the ring with a motherfucker like Matt Sydal, she can't get him a run for his money. Now, I'm not
no. I'll do you one better. You put Rey Mysterio in the ring with Beth Phoenix. I'm picking Beth Phoenix. All right. The only way Ray would win is if Ray did some trickery shit to win. Outside of that, I'm going with Beth Phoenix. All right, just flat out, I'm going with the Glamazon to put the whooping on Rey Mysterio. That's who I'm going with. You give me Jade Cargill going up. I mean, what was that? Hirsch. Like, Hirsch gave her problems. Hirsch gave her problems as a little woman. So I can only imagine what a Sammy Guevara or anybody's gonna. I mean, yeah, there's the potential that of outsmarting, but I don't really think there's a potential of outsmarting. To be honest, if it is, it's on the woman's behalf. But I could see certain women. When I look at them, oh yeah, you could definitely smack a few men around. It ain't no question. It's not even a question. You can smack a few dudes around. Now, some other women, no, I wouldn't look at them as quickly like that, because they may be a lot smaller. So the fact that they're already, even the muscular women are sometimes smaller than the muscular men. So I can only imagine a smaller woman that's smaller than a muscular woman being able to beat a smaller man that's smaller than so it's kind of like I can see without a doubt, but others are like I don't know about that. It may look good, but I don't know.
Listening to the way you were so carefully and eloquently navigating your words,
I was like, man, did you see me? Did you see me? But boy, I was like, oh, let me. I was up, man. I was over.
Hey, boy, this is driving test. You missed every cone by half an inch.
Man, I was trying, man, looking at the blind spot and everything, bro. Oh my God.
Earl says Nia Jax is a female. See, I would put him absolutely, and no. It's funny he said that, because when Randy Orton RKO'd her in the Rumble a few years ago, I thought, first of all, it was cool, because if he would have did that to any other female in this day and age, he really got lit up. But the fact that first of all, Nia Jax is bigger than half the goddamn roster. I mean that with all due respect. She's gorgeous, but she's a woman that can clearly hold her own, male or female. So the fact that she's able to get RKO'd and not only take an RKO, but take a 619 on top of that, I was like, damn, they gave her the business. But you can even see Randy.
They gave her the business, but it's like, but you have to think of it from the wrestling aspect. It took 3 men to get rid of Nia Jax. Like, damn, like you gotta look at it. See, only a wrestling fan, only a real wrestling fan would look at it like that. Anybody else was like, oh my God, why are those men beating up on that woman? No, you gotta understand the storytelling of what they're telling. They're saying that this woman who is a woman. That is a woman, and she can walk in the ring and she can smack down and smack around a few of you jabroni ass men, and y'all noticed that, and it took 3 of y'all to get her eliminated out the ring. Hey, that gives her props, just like it did Beth Phoenix when she came in the ring and tricked Great Khali and got him over. She got elimination. That did great for China when she won Intercontinental Championship. So you had a woman that won a man's championship and held it for a minute. So yes, I do believe there is a certain type of woman that can most definitely walk into a ring with a guy, a Seth Rollins. Put a Seth. Look, man. If the storyline permitted Beth Phoenix to have some type of story with Seth Rollins, man, she would smack him around before he tried to do something shady to get an advantage. All right, like this is the Glamazon. The first time she smacks Seth Rollins, she gonna smack him on his ass. All right, flat out. So just think of, and that's what you got. You do think of something that's got to be believable. It has to be believable. Okay, it's not the fact that we just want to disregard them, that they can't do it. It also has to be believable, and that's what part of what makes wrestling, man. We know what it is, but you got to go out there and be able to do it. If you could do it, cool, kudos to you. But if not, man, it's gonna be a long match.
Earl says Shayna Baszler versus man. Hey, first of all, Shayna
Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. I wouldn't even do that to
Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey and Triple H. Are you kidding me? Like the fact that alone right there, it takes she's not big and bulky, but she knows how to kick ass. That is a woman that know how to kick. Right. A woman like that can walk in anywhere and kick ass. It don't matter how big she is. Any woman like that can walk. Take any woman out of the MMA. I don't care if it's UFC or whatever you want to call Bellator, whatever you want to call it. Pick 3 out of each one and let them rumble with a man and rest. Hell yeah, they're gonna toss their ass, and yeah, they're gonna do some shit. They're gonna do some shit.
Hey, speaking of Ronda Rousey, I'm gonna shoot you an email, but just for what's the word we're looking at? Manifest. That's the word.
Manifest.
Yeah, we gonna manifest this. We're gonna get the baddest woman on the planet who just had a baby. Shout out to you, new mama. Congratulations. The baddest baby on the planet, the baddest mama on the planet, the baddest daddy on the planet, the whole gang. Hey, look, we gonna get Ronda Rousey on the GOW. I'm gonna say it here, I'm gonna say it now, I'm gonna say it loud, I'm gonna say it proud. We had Hall of Famers, we had up and coming.
I guarantee it, ladies. Generations of wrestling is not guaranteeing we will get her, but we will manifest. We will hopefully speak it into existence. We will get Ronda Rousey, but we are not guaranteeing we are getting Ronda Rousey.
Hey, but you know what I will guarantee? I'm gonna send that email.
You goddamn right. We guarantee that. We're gonna send that, but we're not guaranteeing she'll be on the show. Do not message us talking about, hey man, what time? No, bro. We said we will manifest, not we will guarantee. But
if y'all would be so gracious, I'm a what's that damn thing, man, that they be giving to the people that ain't got no money? You know how them GoFundMes, man. Hey, I'm making GoFundMe for the GOW. If y'all really rocking with the 2 ghetto gangsters from the CLEVELAND, man, go ahead, man.
Man, look, but to finish off what you was asking though, man, about TNA and what they're doing, the booking, certain women. Yeah, but if there's some that are willing, and that's the other thing, you got to find the ones that are willing. You got to find the men that are okay with possibly losing to a woman. You got to find the women that are okay enough to go in the ring with a man. So you got to have that too. And there are some, but you don't want to keep doing the same old. You want to, you wanted to make it seem spontaneous and different. So you got to find a few that people really haven't seen all like that. But could really seem like they can really do some good work in the ring. So, you know,
Tuco, speaking of women and speaking of good work in the ring, I don't know how this became a woman dominated conversation, but women are doing great things.
Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter
right now. So no, it does matter because here's something else. We got CM Punk who just returned to AEW, and of course we got his lovely wife AJ Lee, who is one of the heads of Wild Wrestling now. Of course, you know she's teaming up with Jeannie Buss, and they're doing their thing over there. They've already announced the signings of Tessa Blanchard and the Beast and things like that. For people who don't know, Wild Women's Wrestling is an all.
Tessa Blanchard went there.
Yeah, she's back. She's back there. Yeah. Yeah. So she's back. And it's a lot of drama, but you know it is what it is. They sorted that out. But I want to talk about AJ Lee because when CM Punk signed to AEW, people kind of like, maybe AJ come back. Well, AJ Lee reports have come out that she said she's done all her testing. She's clear. If she wanted to come back in the ring today, she could. She's not. She wants to focus on the younger talent. But with what AJ Lee is doing over there at WoW, with Gail Kim is doing an Impact for the women's division, with what Mickie James is doing in NWA, bro, I'm telling you, are we in another and then not to mention what AEW is doing in general with the Forbidden Door, what NXT and WWE is doing, are we in another renaissance of professional wrestling? Are we in another golden age of professional wrestling?
Well, yeah, we are because we're getting
Fro. What's up?
Who that? Fro, what's up, baby? We're getting a new fluctuation of wrestlers. We're getting guys that are really harnessing the craft of wrestling. We're not just getting the blockheads. We're getting guys that are actually going through the training camps of wrestling and going through the development and understanding the business and traveling and going through the indies and traveling overseas. And, you know, not to say that people weren't doing that before, but there's such an emphasis on it now, especially with the way that the professional wrestlers have been conducting themselves. When you think of guys like AJ Styles and how he left TNA, when you think of Adam Cole, or when you think of Cody Rhodes, when he left WWE and how he left and went everywhere else and how those guys made a name for himself. Those guys have kind of created a new path. And with the times of today, you're able to know about this stuff faster. You're able to see stuff that you normally wouldn't have been. Like me, I wouldn't be able to see a lot of the stuff that we've seen today unless I ordered some special channel or pay-per-view that happened to come on a special day. And if not, then it was blurry. You know, you got the blurry vision and you just had to listen to it, but it was half distorted, so you can only hear it but so much and see so much. Every now you might see something, but then it would blur up and you wouldn't see it. But with the times of today and the information getting out faster and quicker, guys, you know, people are getting hip to what's going on. And now there's this new wave. So when you think of AJ Lee going to WoW and Mickie James at NWA and Gail Kim and Impact, and you also think of what WWE kind of already put the foot forward on. Well, not really. Actually, I'll give it to TNA. I'll actually give TNA.
Their women's division has been legit forever.
I'll give them the credit because they did because this is one reason why Gail Kim was great in TNA. And even though she tried to go back to WWE, but WWE was on their bullshit. So she left and went back to TNA and still went back and killed it. But I'll give them that, man. They knew how to do their women's division the right way. They were still sexy, but they worked in the ring. They weren't just talking all the time. They did stuff, but they also wrestled a lot. And it was like, man, these girls are bad. But after a while, you get to watching them and watching them and watching them and watching them and watching them, and you get to see them do more and be more. And it's like, damn, you know, I remember when she couldn't do shit. Now, man, she out there, she damn near putting on a 4-star match. Like, what? Okay, so to have that with AEW, with their come up, WWE now, well, not now, but for the past few years with the 4 Horsewomen, Charlotte, and then once they kind of came up, you had that evolution, that push, you had that mainstream push that you needed the legit wrestler women, even though Vince still uses Eva Maria Mendez and Carmella, but I like it. I do see a new renaissance because you don't see the flash in the pan female wrestler no more. You see more legit women wrestlers. You actually see more women that actually know how to wrestle. They're coming in knowing how to wrestle. They're coming, all these females that wrestled in college and in the Olympics, yo, they're showing up. All these other women that, you know, were independent. Yeah, you still got your few handfuls that are green, but you got a lot that's been doing the Thunder Roses and others that's been doing it on the independent scene, wrestling, really wrestling and wrestling men and getting that tutelage that they need to be better as they move forward. And that's the one thing the guys are the guys, but as far as the women, seeing more legit women wrestlers, seeing more of that, you know, like I said, not so many Barbie dolls. I say it, man. I hated the Divas. I hated the Divas era. Divas era was trash. I hated it. The only one that came out of there that really was legit for me was Beth Phoenix. She was the only one out of that whole era that was like, yo, you are in the wrong era of women. Damn, I wish you'd have came 10 years earlier, or I wish you'd have came 10 years later. But
you Victoria.
But Victoria kind of came. She came in on the tail end of Trish and all them. So I didn't really like. She like her and Mickey James came on the tail end. So they were like kind of like the legit women that wrestled a lot. And then like once they kind of left and faded off, and you had the Kelly Kellys and the what was the other girl that always did the thing with the swirl? She always did the swoop around. I can't even think of her name. You had a lot of them, and they weren't. They were just eye candy. They really weren't doing anything, man. But now, like for the past few years, man, to see legit, like I say, Gail Kim. Oh my God, man, dude, love Gail Kim. Her and Alsa Kong put on great matches in TNA. They two females that were beating the hell out of each other really before you really saw females really beating the hell out of each other like that on TV. They did the damn thing, man. And to see what you see now, when you think of Flair and Banks, Hell in the Cell, when you think of Banks and shit, ladder matches, see Money in the Banks, and you see what the women are doing now. Yo, they've stepped their game up tremendously, and I'm on board for it, man.
Yo, before we go to the next topic, I want to.
I see a lot. I see we got a lot of people. I see the people showing up, man. I see the people talking, man. What's Fro talking about, man?
So Fro says, you know, and me and you, we've said this, but I want to give Fro some acknowledgement. He says WWE is taking a step back in the women's movement. They're having 2 to 3 minute matches again. Me and you, we had this conversation earlier. We said this. We said that there's literally been in this women's tournament match, you've had about 4 or 5 different matches. If you combine them together, it equals one of the regular matches that don't mean shit on the card. And we've said that there's no reason that a woman that came out wrong. There's no reason a character or a talent like Carmella should be defeating Liv Morgan in this scenario, in this situation. Dude, we've wanted Liv Morgan ever since she got her ass whooped by Charlotte when Charlotte was on SmackDown the first time. Charlotte has then since left, gone to Raw, killed it over there, buried Asuka,
left. No. She left again. Then came back and buried Asuka. So it's like she done left, came back and left, dude. Don't forget the second left.
Yeah, so we've already said we want to see people like Liv Morgan get a push. When Ruby Riott and when Ruby Soho was Ruby Riott in WWE, we felt like, you know, when they broke up the Riott Squad,
we wanted to see them as a tag team. Like, all right, give them a tag team belt.
You want to see that, you know. Fro says the women should be main eventing. Absolutely, and this is my only issue. Well, I'm not gonna say this is my only issue. I say this is my main gripe with WWE. Well, it's a split comment with WWE in general booking, and then WWE's booking of the women's division. Around 2015, 2016, this is when you kind of had the women's revolution, which turned into the evolution. And the thing that kind of annoys me was because, like you said, any true wrestling fan, mainstream wrestling fan, knows Impact was like at the forefront of this women's division. You know, when it comes to, you know, having women come out here looking more than just like sex symbols, women that's coming out here being sexy, being empowered, but at the same time going to ring. Then you had, WWE finally hopping on the wave after, Twitter, once again, the beautiful power of the internet saying, give Divas a chance. And bam, now we give Divas a chance. You get Paige, you get Charlotte, you get Becky, you get Sasha, you get all these women. And they were so quick to tout, oh, the first ever female Hell in a Cell match, the first ever female last woman standing. They were so quick. The first ever all women's pay-per-view, blah, 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 blah. And just that quick, now like Fro says, and so many other people, you're back to the 2 to 3 minute matches, and it's really, really frustrating because it's like it almost feels as if it was a trend in a way, because now the only people that are really getting pushed, and not to complain or bitch and moan about it, but really it's the same 4 people, with the exception of you could substitute one here or there, but it's Charlotte, it's Becky, Sasha, yes and no, Bailey, yes and no, but it's like the other women, like Naomi. What's up with that? Raquel Gonzalez. I love Raquel Gonzalez. I was so excited for her to get
she's the champion. She's the NXT champion. So
she's the NXT champion, but she's not doing. But her booking has been terrible. Like,
that's because they don't. Well, to be fair, and I'm only saying this because they've been going through a change in NXT. Okay, they called up most of the women that are legit, and they still got the tag. Well, Io's already got her title shot. So, but I think Raquel's going up soon. I don't think Raquel's staying in NXT long. I think she's going up real soon. But you're right. Like, let me say this, man. First and foremost, they've already ruined the Queen's crown. It's already ruined. You've already ruined it. To me, it holds no legitimacy whatsoever. And I say that because of exactly what you've been saying. Like, how do you first and foremost, I already said this in the previous show. I said, man, you had no legit women in this match. Where's the former champions? Like, how is Naomi how do you not have no former champions in this Queen's crown? Like, why isn't Flair in it? Like, put Flair in it. Hell, put Becky in it. Like, hell. I mean, you just crowning them as the queen. Put the best of the best in. Like, it's the first ever. This is your first ever. This isn't like the men's, where the men's, I can understand where the men's wasn't like what it was, but this is your first ever. It should have kind of been stacked. Bianca should have been in it. Yeah, she got a title shot, whatever. Be in this tournament anyway. You need to be in this tournament. We need this female star power for this tournament.
What's crazy?
And you lost that. Oh, my bad. You lost that. But to also say, Selena Vega beating Toni Storm the way she did. Yeah. When we watched Toni Storm put on 20-minute matches with females and beat brutally, I mean, just brutal against them. Like, hell no, there's no way she should have beat her. There's no way Carmella should have beat Liv Morgan again. Like, and I don't even know what happened on Raw because I didn't even finish watching Raw. I started to watch it, but I didn't even finish it. So I don't even know who finished the other half of the women's matches. But still, like, you're like, there was no. I was already down on it when I saw the card, when I saw who was in the tournament, and then when I saw the first 2 matches, I'm like, oh, this is trash. This is trash. Like, you put no care in the world for these women in this tournament. Like, this is the first tournament. The first tournament should have been at least a little bit competitive. It should have been a little bit more, but yeah, they just ruined it, and and I feel like they rushed it for this crown jewel BS that we're about to get. Even though, yeah, everybody said, oh my God, they got a stacked card. A stacked card don't mean shit if they don't know how to book it. If they don't know how to book it to look stacked, then to look the way it looks, man, then none of that's gonna matter. How many times have we said that about Crown Jewel or all these other little shows they do, and then we watch it and we're like, man, this is terrible. I don't see nothing different. There'll be 1 or 2. Not saying that they'll all be bad. You'll have a couple that'll be good because they're going to be good, but I'm not putting that much hype in the Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. But maybe, don't nobody get hurt, but maybe we get the plane, get stuck over there again, and we get NXT back on Raw and SmackDown.
No, because no one. We don't know these people. No, the people that watch NXT, when we watch them show up on SmackDown, yo, that's what made it so awesome, man. Because these were the already established dudes that people wanted to see on the main roster.
Hold on. If your boy Von Wagner came out, man, the challenge for the IC title, man, you would be.
No, because like no, man, because you ain't bro. Because not one is Nakamura, so hell no. I know you're not taking the title off Nakamura, man. My man finally getting some damn respect. Nah, man, he riding this one, but none of these dudes, like when they did that, the Undisputed Era was established. You had guys that when they showed up, they were established. They had great takeover matches. So you know they put on great matches. So you knew who they were, and you were excited to see them go up against some of the people on the main roster. When we watched Adam Cole go up against Daniel Bryan, yo, man, that was a great SmackDown main event. That was awesome. When we watched him go face Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, yo, that was a good match. And then we saw Keith Lee leap over the damn ring and flash on everybody. But we were watching him do that in NXT. To see them establish already what they were doing in NXT and then showing up, that's one thing. We're all still getting to know and understand who the hell a lot of these guys are. So I could see them doing it if that happens again. I don't know if it would have the same impact. I think, and yeah, especially, yeah, I don't know if it had the same impact. Like, SmackDown's going to be SmackDown. People going to watch it to see who showed up and to see if the NXT will show up again. But I just don't know. Look, people are already down on NXT 2.0. I'm not sure how much more pumped they're going to see them show up on SmackDown. So it's not the NXT we got is the NXT people were waiting for to show up on the main roster and do what they did. We were waiting for them. We were begging for it. We were cramming for, oh my God, we wanted that so much and we got it. I don't think nobody's feeling that way now about this version of NXT. Whatever we get, we will get.
Well, speaking of getting, what we got that boy Jon Moxley, former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. We got the Deathmatch King, Nick fucking Gage, MDK, all motherfucking day, representing that Eastern Bloc. And then we get the hardcore legend himself, man. The three faces of Foley, Mankind himself, Mick Foley showing up to GCW 2 We talked about WWE, we talked about Impact, we talked about AEW, we talked about MLW, GCW, ECW, TNA, Impact, all the goddamn three-letter names, man, right? How cool was it, man? We talked about this earlier also. Guys off the record, we talk about this shit a lot. We do this. This is a lifestyle for us, not a hobby. To see a guy like Jon Moxley, obviously had a name before WWE, really established his name in WWE. Now he's went on to cash in to AEW, and now he's doing death matches and he's going from promotion to promotion. Bryan Danielson, when he was in WWE, that was one of his things before he got up out of his contract. He said before he, got out of the ring as a full-time performer, he wants to do more, things in Japan, the Ring of Honor and all that. Now you have guys working. Hit one day they're in Dynamite, then the next they're in fucking GCW, and the death match going up against Nick Gage, and you got WWE legend Mick Foley right there ringside. Too cold. The Forbidden Door. A lot of people they don't really believe in the Forbidden Door. That the Forbidden Door is just a terminology for wrestling geeks like us, but they say, you wouldn't see somebody hypothetically playing for the Browns and then he gonna play for the Ravens next week. But I say it's different with professional wrestling because at the end of the day, it's the same, but it's not. I don't think GCW, AEW, Impact, MLL, AAA, I don't think any of them lose anything by having their big stars going over across brands. You see Tony Khan want to bring Nick Gage back over to AEW for a death match and then for the GCW championship. So it's like I don't see what the issue is and what the complaint, what the negative would be. Honestly, I think had WWE been the first to jump on this Forbidden Door bandwagon, I think, man, you think people love Roman Reigns and the little bit of good shit about WWE now? I think that would take them tenfold. Now, they don't need to do it, but I think if they did, they'd really shut the game down. How do you feel about this Forbidden Door? And then let's talk about, Mox and what he's doing and Nick Gage. Because Nick Gage is somebody that's been around for a while, but not really. He hasn't really gotten mainstream notoriety into really this year at this magnitude. And then of course he had that great match with Chris Jericho. But man, what are your thoughts on Tony Khan letting his guys and his girls go to other promotions, and then vice versa, also promoting other promotions on his show?
Okay. Nick Gage, Moxley, like that one, that's cool. One, and it would make it even more cool is it's a hardcore death match. Well, let's have one of the most hardcore death match kind of guys show up and be the presenter at this match, and the Hall of Famer and Mick Foley. Oh, Mick Foley's here. Oh, well, okay, that's just a wet dream for hardcore wrestling fans. Okay, cool. Hi, sweetie. Good night. That does great business for them on both fronts. One, because not only does it bring attention that you have one of AEW's top stars in your company, and I think he went through that company, or if it was around when he did, or some remnants of it. But for Moxley to be one of those guys that likes that type of style, comes from that type of style, went through the indies, doing those type of things, him going back and just being free to do what he loves to do, that is what makes it more interesting, because he ain't got to do it. He wants to do it. So that makes you want to see it even more. And then for him to want to go up against a dude like Nick Gage, who is known in the heart. Now, I didn't know him. I've not that depth into GCW or, to who he is. But, man, I've quickly been reading up on him. And just him showing up like that on Dynamite and making people interested to see who he is and to go look him up and to bring more notoriety to him is a win for him and GCW. So I'm going to say it. I said it once. I said it twice. I'm going to say it again. It is a win-win because AEW has a national cable TV network that is being viewed by millions. And guess what? Let me send you this New Japan star. New Japan? Oh, I've been always wanting to watch New Japan. Oh, they got this. Oh, they got this. Oh, man, I want to see that. Oh, let me send you this Impact dude. Wow, Impact still doing some stuff. Wait a minute, they got this dude. This dude's actually pretty good. I might have to go watch Impact. Oh, man, let me go. The Lucha Bros. They the AAA Tag Team Champions. AAA Tag. What the hell is AAA? Oh, that's some company in Mexico. All right, man, let me see what this. I like the Lucha Bros. Let me see what this is.
Yeah.
So forth and so forth. Oh, we got Thunder Rosa. She wants to come up, and she's the NWA Women's Champion. NWA. Let me go peep that out. It's a win-win. It's a win-win, man, and it's respect because it's not like they haven't been winning. They may not have won any of, and none of them have won their championships. I've noticed that AEW, only one that they won is Impact, but I think that's because Christian Cage is formerly from Impact.
Yeah.
I think Christian was an exception. Christian was an exception to being an AEW star that actually won another company's championship outside of Omega doing it. But I think for Omega to do it, it was part of that. Just that, you're building up as this belt collector, this guy that can go across and it brought attention to TNA, which eventually he ended up losing it, but he lost it to an AEW guy. But that AEW guy is a former TNA guy. So it's like it all, and they're all former TNA guys. So it blends together. That's what makes you want to have the partnership, because you know who these guys are. You know what value they bring to your television. And so if it's like, well, Kenny Omega showed up on Impact and he won a champion. So now he's got 3 belts on this show. Yo, I got to watch Impact. Even though a lot of people really weren't running to watch Impact, but they were peeping out, at least watching it on YouTube. They were, clips or whatever. So it's a benefit no matter what. AAA, wherever he goes, whatever championship he had, it brought light to the company. AEW just welcoming the people to the company to be seen by us and everyone else was a win-win. And that's why AEW is on a different level as far as what they're doing. Now, people want to see how long can they sustain this. We all do. But if they keep doing what they're doing right now, I don't see a problem as long as they don't change. Don't try to change it up. Always be that company that is letting the talent be the talent and focus on the wrestling. You'll never lose this audience. This audience will continue to grow because this is what the audience wants to watch. As long as this is what you continue to give the people, hey, I don't see a reason. I don't see a reason why 20 years from now we're looking at AEW like, wow, we never really thought we would see another company come back after what WCW did and be a juggernaut in the wrestling business, not as established as WWE, but to be established 20 years later as a legit company and consistently rising and gotten better or been consistently good at the top.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tony Khan, AEW is definitely a breath of fresh air. And the one thing that's cool about it too is I don't need AEW to sit up here and sign everybody. Because the cool thing about it is,
no, I don't. I don't want them to. I do not. I want some people go to Impact. Yeah, go to Impact.
But here's the cool thing about this though. Even just if you have one match on AEW, your name value, no matter what company you are a part of, your value, your stock has just risen. Because now you done showed your face on the biggest stage outside of WWE. So now that means when you go back to your home company or you go to these other shows, you can be like, hey, look, man, hey, I wrestled on AEW. What they do? Oh, yeah, okay, then this is how much I'm going to need. This is what I'm going to need. Now that ball in your court, because whether you win or lose, for the fact that Tony Khan goes out of his way to bring you on his show, he don't have to. He got more than enough men and women on his show to do his own damn thing. So the fact that he's smart enough as a business person to be like, okay, you know what? You're popular or you have potential. I'm going to showcase you on our show, and I'm going to send one of my guys on, because let's be real, he doesn't have to do that. But the fact that he's smart enough to understand, okay, I don't have to, but at the same time, what's up?
I think he kind of had to. One,
I think he had to during the pandemic at the beginning. I think it was a necessity.
No. He had to, period. Because one, when trying to sign guys, everybody was signing to WWE or they were going back to New Japan. Nobody was really signing with AEW. You were getting all this was the complaint. You got to think about what was the complaint of all the people. I don't know none of these people. Who the hell are all these guys? I don't know them. But these were all the guys that were coming up through the indies and internet that people knew of that wrestled through all these other companies, and TNA was giving them that light. So anything that was bringing an attention and giving the wrestlers the right to go out there and be who they are was bringing an attention to the company. He kind of had to do, some of these things. And I feel like he had to do it, because if he didn't do it, what would be the allure of coming to AEW?
Fair.
Like what would really get you interested? Like the Young Bucks and them were not enough. They weren't enough, and they didn't have a lot of people. So you got to think about everybody that they had. If there was nothing interesting to where Chris Jericho thought, man, I can go to AEW and continue to be who I am, then I don't think he would have signed. Like when you think of LAX, Santana Ortiz, I'm pretty sure Impact would have gave them a nice ass deal to stay, and they probably would have gotten it. They decided to go to AEW. It's like some people decided to take a chance, but it had to be something about it. And then now once they got that, and you kind of saw what it was, then you got to see the fluctuation of, let's try this, because we have guys, but we need more. We need more names. So how can we get more names? Hey, NWA, you want to let your wrestlers, and now this is by pandemic time, hey, we still letting our people wrestle. Do you want to let some of your guys come on and wrestle and have a match and, get some name recognition and just get some time? Thunder Rosa. And then as you get that one, then you got another one, then you got another one, and then boom, here we are. The fourth, the forbidden door has been kicked down. Tony Khan walked up. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, NWA, how you doing? Hey, Impact, what's going on? How you doing? Once that happened, the door ain't closed yet. Matter of fact, there ain't even a door there no more.
You know
just
what?
A bridge. It's a bridge. That's what it is.
And I think the cool thing about this situation is that the enemy, what is it? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the fact is that the common enemy is WWE. So it's like everybody like, you know what? We are going to
common enemy is competition, really. But yeah, the one that easy to be pointed at.
Yeah. But because at the end of the day, let's be real. Let's be all the way real.
Who was ciphering all the talent?
Yeah, like who's fucking with WWE? Nobody really but AEW. I doubt AEW gives two shits about Ring of Honor, New Japan, or anybody else putting them out of business. WWE, they're not worried about WWE putting them out of business because they already said they're not trying to compete with WWE. But however, WWE is worried about AEW, not necessarily putting them out of business, but because competition is there. Now, before we kind of switch gears here, I do want to say this last thing about WWE and AEW. I want to let people know it's okay, man. You could be a fan of both. You really can. Matter of fact, you could like as many fucking wrestling promotions as you want to, and you don't have to have a favorite. That is the beautiful thing. You don't have to have a favorite. It's like fucking ice cream. Me, I think cookies and cream is the shit. I think mint chocolate chip is for fucking mentally off kilter people. Okay. But yeah. But
watch
I think you gotta have a couple. I think you got to have a couple.
Man, they is out there. They is lurking, man. They are lurking, dude. Look, we tiptoeing the line enough, man. They lurking on their ass.
I'm just saying, man. Look, it's different flavors for different people. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now you got people online. They bitching, they complaining. WWE this, AEW this, TNA. Who gives a shit? Okay. Now I'll be the first. I'll be the first to say, TNA it fell off. But it's like that roach, man. You keep stepping on that son of a bitch and it won't die. It's here. It's here. I'm not going to shit on TNA or Impact. Now, would that be my first choice to watch? No. But would I watch it if it came across? Absolutely. Do I think AEW currently, present day, is putting on an overall better product than WWE? Yes. Is it going to fucking take over WWE within the next 5 years? Probably fucking not. But it's like, AEW brings something different. Like I like AEW, and I'm gonna be honest. If this Friday, I love SmackDown. But if I had to kind of choose if they both came on at 8:00, I'm gonna be all the way real. I don't give a fuck how many shirts and teacups Roman Reigns is selling. I'm watching AEW, and I catch that shit on the replay. I love SmackDown. SmackDown is a very great show. It is the flagship of WWE, in my humble opinion. But hey. And AEW is that new chick. It is what it is. I'm curious. I'm not saying that it's a better person. I'm just saying right now she looks a little appealing. What's this? What ain't the worse than Enzo Amore?
What's your name? What's your sign?
Hey, what we got over here? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to Friday Night SmackDown. I'm gonna holler at SmackDown. But SmackDown already got your number. Hey, Debbie, come here.
I'll holler at you, SmackDown. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
You gotta put it on the rotation. But nah, man, look, dude, it's fine. You could love all these wrestling companies. I love watching all of them. It's cool. I haven't been this excited to be a fan in a while. Before AEW kind of came into the fold, we were kind of going through like the laws of like the Monday Night Raws and the Friday Night SmackDown, because at one point it just felt like one long ass show, because it got to a point where the storylines just kind of blended from Raw to SmackDown, and they really only focused on Raw, but they treated SmackDown like Velocity. So like they replay what the fuck happened on Monday.
They replayed, but at least they wrestled, and that's what made people like SmackDown, because it was like, well, at least we actually got to watch some of the people we like wrestle and have a good match. Yeah. Like, I mean, how many countless times they're like, man, this was actually a really good match. Wish they could have that on Raw. Like, that's what you say after watching SmackDown. That when you watch SmackDown, you're like, damn, why can't Raw do this? Why can't people just come out here and have just good matches? Damn, Vince, why does Raw? Why they just got to talk? Damn, it's just Raw talk. That's what Raw should be called from now on. It shouldn't be called Monday Night Raw. It should just be called Raw Talk. 3 hours of Raw talk and a little bit of wrestling. That's what it should just be called. But again, man, yeah, AEW it's just different. Now look, TNA could have been that, but we all saw we all saw what happened with TNA. Yeah, all right, we all saw what happened. And it was what it was, but it had a run. It wasn't great. Me, honestly, the one thing for me, I will always say this: once they got rid of the 6-sided ring, that was it. Yeah, I'm like, you lost. That killed his whole identity. You lost your appeal. You lost what brought people to watch your product because they're like, how the hell are y'all wrestling in this 6-sided ass ring? But yet you would watch people put on great fucking matches. Sometimes they would be slop, but a lot of times they would be great matches, and you would like, damn, that was actually pretty nice. All right, I'll watch this from time to time. So that's the thing. But with AEW, it's different now. With Impact, kind of, they've got some stars. They've got a lot of people that WWE hoarded. All right, and that's the one thing I want to make sure I say that right. They hoarded all these guys. So yeah, Impact and all of them and signing all these former WWE guys because WWE signed all these people, and we watched them. We watched them not use these dudes for 3 to 4 years. Dudes had contracts for 2 to 3 for 4 years, and they did nothing. We waited for EC3 to be EC3, and he never showed up. He just chased the 24/7 championship, or he wrestled once. That was it. We watched so many guys and girls that we were like, man, they're good. Come on, Vince. Come on, Vince. Come on. You gotta see it. You gotta see what this person could do. No, man, it was only right that, and honestly, in a positive light, I'm gonna say the pandemic maybe been a great thing for a lot of these guys because it kind of, Vince was gonna get rid of half of them anyway, but I think the number of people he ended up getting rid of on top of what he was gonna get rid of allowed so many people the freedom to go and elsewhere and bet on themselves, and you're seeing the success of that for a lot of them.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we like about, and that's the difference that we like.
Yeah, and that was my whole thing, man. Like I said, AEW, wrestling right now is, man, it's at a fever pitch. I mean, I know we had the Monday Night Wars, and even though,
Look, we had the Wednesday Night War, and regardless of what people say, it was a Wednesday Night War, and NXT lost. All right, that is just flat out. NXT lost. They didn't lose bad, but they lost. And then once they moved to Tuesdays, and more people started leaving, and more people started shit. Yeah, then they started losing, and then once Vince took over, and yeah, then that was it. Now we got AEW and we got NXT 2.3 because it's just a copy of AEW. But yeah,
it really is. But it's cool, man, because now there is so much.
It looks like a copy. It really AEW.
Like there is so much wrestling now outside of WWE where it's like, dude, this is like a wrestling fan's wet dream. I mean, you can hop on the internet, and you could have hopped on the internet before, but now there's so much more streaming. Like, dude, I didn't give 2 shits about GCW in the past. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen death matches in backyard wrestling in the past. Whatever. That's some shit. If you get bored, you hop on YouTube. But now, because of companies like AEW, which they're regularly bringing in people from all these different territories, and it's like you say, you watch them, or you might not necessarily even be a huge fan of their style in the ring, but it's like, damn, you know what? I like their character. Like, dude, like Maki Ito, like, to me, she's not the best fucking wrestler in the world, but I haven't seen her in over a year, and I still think about Maki Ito, bro. She showed up twice, So it's things like that. But man, look, we in a great space right now. We got a huge night of wrestling coming up on Friday. Then of course on Saturday we got some wrestling. Who gives a shit about Monday Night Raw? Then of course next week we got NXT 2.0.
Look, hold on. Oh wait, shit! You said Monday Night Raw. You made me sleepy. Look, I'm not gonna lie, man. And actually thinking about what I'm about to say made me sleepy too. Look, I understand NXT is developmental. I understand that, but what I'm used to and what I'm getting is not the same. And NXT has been kind of a snore fest lately. Even before Vince and them took over, it's been kind of like hit or miss week to week. Every now and then they hit you with something good, but man, I've lost something with NXT, man. Like, dude, you asked me to take the notes for the show last night, dude. I told you, I said, I was trying to take notes, but I was kind of nodding off halfway through half the show because it was just like, oh my God, what am I? This is not really important. Nothing's really happening. Oh my God, same talking, man, talking, man. Dude, something happened. Please, something more. But I'm not totally giving up on it. Not yet. It's still NXT. I still got a little faith in it. But yeah, man, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. I don't really know we're gonna get ready to get out of here soon, but yeah, man, I'm excited for Friday. Let the petty war begin. Because I like I told you, man, I already said it's gonna be a war on Friday nights anyway. And I know people are looking like, man, but Rampage ain't gonna never beat SmackDown. It's not supposed to. I don't even think it's really supposed to. It's not really supposed to because one,
it's just supposed to be an alternative. Because guess what? Somebody's gonna watch Rampage and not watch SmackDown at the same time. SmackDown is on, and at the end of the day, it's just taking a little bit of viewership. That's it.
But even with that, it's not even so much taking viewership, but it's the fact that one, SmackDown is on a primetime network television that it's going to get 2 million easy. Rampage is on TNT. Not too many people have cable, okay? And so that's one thing.
People cutting the cord.
Right. So, man, one, you don't have the numbers of people watching cable. So unless you're just a wrestling fan, or you got Hulu or something, or Sling or something like that, and you happen to have TNT, but if you're not watching it, no, they're not going to do the numbers. But they can still put on good matches for the other people. And like I say, AEW is for the hardcore fan. I don't expect them to really be competing with WWE as far as their main shows. You have to think about what Tony Khan said about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw stories suck. People really aren't watching it. The show is terrible. It's too long. And the only reason why AEW can compete with Raw's ratings is because that's just how bad Raw's been for years. Raw has been doing these numbers for almost the past 10 years. The only reason it cares and matters is because now we got a little competition that's not supposed to exist. And they're now pulling. I told you, once they started getting those million viewers, they're going to start getting million viewers more often. They'll still dip down from time to time, no doubt about it, but they'll get more million viewers, and you're starting to see that, and they're getting that, and now their viewership is beaten out or damn near just as good as Raw, and that's bad. That's bad for Raw because this is a 2-year show that's competing with the same viewership damn near that you are for your established show that's over 30-something damn years old. Step your game up, Vince. Whatever time left you got in it, you really trying to sell this company and you just tanking it. My God, dude, you are disrespecting the business that we so much love. I doubt it. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to put that out there like, oh, Vince, no. I'm just saying, I don't know what it is, but step your game up, bro. Step your game up.
Well, in the words of the immortal Tuco, man, ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for rocking out with the GODZ, you know what I'm saying, the GOW, the Generational Wrestling Podcast, GOW Media, whatever you want to call us, man, just don't call us boring, because that is one thing we are not. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. It's yours, shooter, the
Benjamin. Todd, man, hey, y'all, man, the people showed up tonight, man. Got a shout out to the people, man. Good looking out for coming through, man. You know,
we have Fro, we have Flawless Joey V, Little Fettuccine, all that.
Champ, little fettuccine. But yeah, nah, man, we appreciate y'all, man, for coming out, man. Talk with us a little bit, man, for sure.
Yeah, thank y'all. I see y'all was bored, man. No NXT, no AEW. So y'all came.
Like who on tonight? Like, hey, man, we talking a little bit of everything, man. But you know, we feel you. We feel you. That's why we talking, because like, man, we ain't got no dynamite tonight, man. I'm getting myself hyped, and I keep gotta remind myself, fool, there's no dynamite tonight. Fuck, shit, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. 2 days, I gotta wait a whole 3 days. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. But yeah, man, we Friday, man. Friday. I gotta work. No, I ain't gotta work late Friday. Cool. Yeah, Friday. We might even do a pre-show. We might even have to do a pre-show, man. That's how much we just want to talk to y'all Friday, man. We don't know. We ain't decided yet. Other than that, man, I got nothing else to give, man. Let's get off here. Let's let the people go to bed. I'm pretty sure they're tired of hearing us for right now. We're gonna have plenty more to say Friday. So franchise, my guy. We got what 10 seconds left. Make it an hour and 20, man, and let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.